Alex, truly, I don't know anybody else. I think you were the pioneer of it. I thought at the time, what the hell are you doing? Truthfully, building to rent. So tell us kind of, give everybody that doesn't know what that is a little bit of color on it, and maybe your opinion on, like, are we going to see, is the future, like 10, 20 years from now, is it going to be just as common to go to D.R. Horton to buy your house, or maybe go to American Homes for Rent and rent, and what's that look like in your mind today?
It's a good question, and a very hot topic in the institutional real estate world. So we're high on build to rent. We do a lot of it. We were pioneers in the space. We were doing build to rent in 2011. Actually, Joe back there bought one of our first properties. Was 1,600 square foot for 105 grand in the South Side, which today we would sell for over 200. It's a nice buy, Joe. And did the Wall Street Journal interview? We actually got a front page article on the Wall Street Journal in 2013 because it was so revolutionary. No one had done that before at any sort of scale. Now it's the hot topic. We've been doing it for a while and we have become pretty much experts in it. I think that what you're seeing is, the big institutions like American Homes for Rent and Invitation Homes and these guys, they came in and they took advantage of the crash because they knew it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. But now that inventory's kind of dried up, but what they've done is they've proven their model. They have institutional capital in their model. So the single family industry has become it's become a real institutional asset class, like apartments or industrial. And so there's long-term value in that, where they're here to stay. And so now they need more inventory. They want to grow. And besides acquiring it, buying homes onesie-twosie is really hard right now. So building them is easier. And that's why they're really moving to this, so they can continue to scale and still build and continue to scale by building homes. So I think it's going to be here to stay. A lot of the national home builders are getting into it. Some of them are doing offshoots. So Toll Brothers just invested in a company called BB Living. So it's an offshoot. Others are just white labeling their homes, and they are building build to rent through some other entities. So Lennar is building build to rent for American Homes for Rent, or not American Homes for Rent, they're doing their own, but for entities, and no one ever knows that Lennar is the one building the home. But yeah, I think it's here to stay. I think it's going to continue to grow. If you look at what most of the economists are predicting, that the home ownership rate will continue to decline a little bit and flatten out. So right now, there's a lot more rental households coming online than buyer households. And they expect that to continue, which means there should be continued increased demand for rentals in the short and long term, which is why these guys are interested in the space. That was a really long-winded answer, I'm sorry.
Mark, what you got?
What is it in the job market or the marketplace that is causing that to be the case?
What's causing more people to want to rent than to buy? I don't know if it's something in the job market. I think, so the question is, what's causing more people to want to rent than buy? I think it has a lot to do with people that are still terrified of what happened in the recession. They don't want to buy because they think it's going to happen again. And they don't, young people nowadays, which I still kind of consider myself, have a bad taste in their mouth for what happened. And so they're scared of it. And then you also have the fact that people move jobs a lot more today than they did in the past. Typically, 30 years ago, you got a job, you stay there for 20 years, you got a pension, you're retired. Now, people are moving jobs every 3 to 4 years. So there's some element of, if I think I'm going to move every 2 to 3 years, is it a good investment to buy a home? So I think those are really the two impacts that you're seeing that are causing more renters than buyers.